Welcome once again to Go Figure Customs YouTube channel. And once again, we're going to do a new figure review. While I was in Ukraine this time, a bunch of stuff came out that I wanted. So I had a whole bunch of stuff waiting for me when I got home. Which you've already seen. Hopefully, watch the video on the Russian S-400 missile defense system and the Bruder Land Rover Defender. One of the other videos that I wasn't sure I was going to do was yet another JoyToy figure review, because I got a bunch of JoyToy stuff while I was gone. I got the two that I'm going to review right now, the two single individual figures, and then 3 more sets of figures. I got the U.S. Cavalry Regiment, which is one of these. This is one of those figures from that set. Kind of a washed out woodland tan camo pattern. And the one that I'd really been waiting for, the U.S. Special Operations Group figures. Kind of the sci-fi looking helmets and the kind of dark urban camouflage. To me, this is what an alley viper should have looked like originally. I was really looking forward to that set. I've already done 3 reviews on JoyToy figures, and I was, I got, and the third set I got was the SWAT team set. I'm splitting those with my co-host on my on the General Geekery podcast. He's getting 2 of the regular SWAT guys, and then the guy in the civilian clothing, and then I'm keeping 2 of the SWAT guys for myself. I was really thinking, do I really need to do another JoyToy review? Because the figures are, by and large, for the most part, all the same, really, aside from a different head sculpt, maybe some equipment, and paint apps. Not much changes. Do I really need to do another review on these? And I think the answer is yes, especially on these 2 individual figures, because I've run into some problems that I haven't run into on other JoyToy figures that I've given you advice on how to avoid to begin with. And some of that advice has made these figures a bit more difficult to deal with, and I want to go over that with you so you avoid these pitfalls, or if you do fall into these pitfalls, an easy fix for them. So I don't remember which one's which, so I gotta look at the computer on the side here to see which one's which, because I've got it all pulled up. So the first one that I have is the Hardcore Coldplay Cavalry Regiment Paladin's Heroes 1/18 scale figure. And that is this guy right here. So he comes with that really nice looking M4. Here, let's pull that back a little bit. That really nice looking M4, tricked out M4. The vest is a little nicer than the ones that come in the set, because it's got the groin protectors front and back, and different sculpting on the vest. It has the usual thigh pouches, one with the holster obviously, and then the lower leg armor, and it also comes with the shoulder armor, and then what are supposed to be elbow pads, but they don't really go much past the wrists. It also comes with quite a bit of gear. It comes with one of the hatchets, an entrenching tool, which I think opens. Yeah, the entrenching tool opens, which is really cool. I've never seen one of those before, so props on them for that. Did it come with? No. I gotta look at the picture here, because I took these out the second I got these, and just because I just geeked out over these. One of the breaching shotguns. 3 different hands in different positions, and then an interchangeable head. So it comes with the the head with the it's escaping me what the name of the earphones are. Begins with a P. I can't remember right off the top of my head. I'm sorry. So we'll swap out the head real quick here so you can see it. There we go. Pops off, pops back on. I think interchangeable heads is one of the best features that they've had on action figures in recent years. When I do a custom, one of the things, aside from a paint job, that I think makes a custom is how well detailed the head is, especially with customs that are supposed to be people. Like when I did my Dukes of Hazzard customs, the heads that I got from Gigabread Customs are specifically of those actors. So you could use almost any body, but as long as the heads look like the actors, that's what makes a custom. And I think that's what's really nice about the JoyToy figures is even though they're using the same buck on all of their figures, the variety on heads still makes them worth getting. So the problem that I ran into with these guys is I've been telling you to heat these guys up to soften the joints so you don't break them before you start playing with them, right? All right, so I did that on these guys, and on both of these guys, this one specifically, and the problem that I ran into was it loosened the hip joint way too much, and it was loose to the point that it was wobbly, to the point where the joint, where the leg would fall off just by handling it. So the plastic's been loosened at that point to where there's not much you can do to fix the plastic itself. So something needs to be done to reduce the space in that hip joint. The quickest and easiest fix for that is clear nail polish. So I put a big glob of that in each of those hip joints and let it set for probably about half an hour till it was almost dry, and then popped those on there and then manipulated those joints until they're stiff again. Luckily, I'm married, so of course I've got clear nail polish sitting around the house. So he was readily fixed. And I had the exact same problem, not to the same degree on, this one is the CIA operator, I believe, and he is called Hardcore Coldplay CIA Special Operations. And he comes with, little night vision goggles. They still haven't quite figured out how they're supposed to mount in the head. Comes with an interchangeable head, which is very similar to the one he has already on, just with some sunglasses. He comes with one of the combat hatchets. He comes with a knife. He comes with another one of the breaching shotguns, which is nice. And then he comes with two of the Chris guns. And I didn't notice this until actually just before I started shooting this video. One has a silencer on it. Here we go. The top one has a silencer on it, and the bottom one does not. And then one of the little lanyard gear keeper things. Oh, and 4 interchangeable hands. Oh, and both of them came with extra joints, replacement joints. And which is always nice to have replacement joints for these figures. Although I have to say, I've bought, I think, every set of the JoyToy figures that has come out in the 1/18 scale. And aside from that one figure in the Marine set, the first Marine set busting, I haven't had any problems with any of the joints on any of the sets that I've bought. I think there's probably half a dozen Russian. No, there's probably more than that. There's probably 9 or 10 Russian figures. No problems with those. And then, boy, I think half a dozen 5-figure sets since the release, and I have all of those. I'm sharing the SWAT team with my buddy, and I haven't really got into those because 3 of those are going to go to him. But the 2 that I've opened one just because I'm going to use it for custom, so I was looking at it. But I haven't had any problems with needing to replace joints aside from that first figure in that first wave. But it's always nice to have the replacement joints just in case. One of the problems I did have with the CIA guy is he had a little clip to hold either a gun or a hatchet or a knife, and it was on his belt, and that popped right off, unfortunately. Luckily, that is a very, very easy fix for me. I'm going to sand it down with a little bit of sandpaper, a rough sandpaper, so it has some texture on both sides, a drop of super glue, a little spray of super glue accelerator. I'm going to let it set for 20 minutes, and it'll be as good as new. The one thing I didn't like about this particular figure was the knife. There's no sheath. He's got a clip on the back of his leg pouch on the leg pad. I think that's where his knife is supposed to go. I put it in there. It just looks really, really weird. I mean, I wouldn't carry a knife on the back of my leg. That's just, I don't know. It's kind of goofy. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't have a sheath for this. So basically, I've got an extra knife in case I lose one from one of my other figures. So again, when I review figures and vehicles, 3 main categories: packaging, playability, and customizability. The packaging on these were fantastic. Unfortunately, I threw them out and the garbage went out this morning. So I went out to get the boxes back to do this video, and it went out yesterday. The packaging went out with the garbage men yesterday, so I can't show you the packaging, but they're really nice, bigger sized boxes with it's an opening window box with little Velcro tabs. So A+ on the packaging. They look really nice. There's nice pictures of the figures on all the sides. Of course, a lot of the writing is not in English, and the English stuff is English. So you're like, what does that even mean? So if you're a mint in-box collector, these do look really nice in the package. Playability. This is where why I wanted to do this is because I've been telling you to heat these guys up before you start playing with them so you don't destroy joints. I did that, and I destroyed the joints in a different way. However, it was a pretty simple fix with some clear nail polish and a little patience. These guys are just fine. I did heat the whole figures up, so all the joints are loose. I think these are fantastically playable figures. I really, really, really like these guys. And customizability, yeah, you could customize these guys in any way you wanted, because these specific ones come with the shoulder pads, the elbow pads, the lower leg pads, and the thigh pads. So they come with a ton of gear. I mean, you can just customize it with what came with the figure, honestly. I'm not going to customize these guys. I really like the color scheme that they came in. The paint jobs are fantastic. They're going to stay the way they are. But the customizing potential is there. I think kind of the fourth category that I really need to add to reviewing a figure is the price point on these. And that's definitely been, they did come with one other thing. Let me hit that real quick. So the JoyToy figures, if you've bought any before of the any of the sets, you know, they come with the little rectangular clear case that they come in, but they're small. You can't put the guy in there and use it as a display case, which I think is kind of a failing on their part, because these would be perfect display cases. But the ones that come with, I'm going to call them premium figures, are a bit bigger. As you can see, there's an edge to the bottom, and the case itself is bigger. And I'm going to tell my dog to shut up. Hang on a sec. All right, so the cases that come with these premium figures are a little bit bigger, and I really wish this is the case that they had been using the whole time, because they make fantastic display cases. So if you're just collecting these figures, or you want to keep them safe, or you want to display them, these, I wish all of the figures had come in this, because that's probably what I would keep them in. So I like the display cases that came with the premium figures. And again, I'm calling them premium figures, number one, because of the amount of accessories they come with, the box, the packaging that they come in, the nicer tube that they're packed in, but also the price point on these. So if you're getting them from Big Bad Toy Store, the price on these, let me double check to make sure they're the same on both. Yeah, they're $36.99 a piece. So almost $40 a figure. If you watched my last video, I did a review of the Brooder Land Rover Defender. That is almost to the penny what I paid for that Land Rover Defender. So, same price. Man. And again, you know, other videos I've talked about why these figures are more expensive than like G.I. Joe and Star Wars figures that you can go down to Walmart and get for $10. Why can't you get G.I. Joe figures for $10 anymore at Walmart? But these are smaller batch toy companies, so fewer pieces are being made. That increases the price point on these things. The packaging is a lot nicer. Again, it comes in one of the plastic clamshells there, and then in the nice window box, that increases the price point on them. And being made by a smaller toy company that doesn't have the distribution, they're going to cost more just to get them into the United States to begin with. That is why these things are so expensive. It's not a mass-produced toy, guys. These are going to be more expensive. Now, is that worth it? That depends on what you think is worth it. To me, absolutely. If you're following this YouTube channel, you've undoubtedly seen my customs, and you know how much I like to make realistic military customs. And these are what I like my customs to look like, to look like actual military personnel. These are fantastic figures straight out of the box for that. So, to me, yeah, it's worth it for the price. Do I wish they were cheaper? Absolutely, I wish they were cheaper. If they were half the price, I'd buy a couple more of each one of both of these just to have them, because they are that nice of a figure. So that fourth category of price is, they're not cheap, so you're probably only going to want to get one of them, unless you've got a decent amount of money just laying around with nothing better to do. And if you do, more power to you. Buy a bunch of these, because I think you're going to like them. But be careful with the joints on these again. So, you know, I've been telling you to heat these things up to loosen them up. And, you know, the Marauder Task Force World War II stuff's coming out. I got my Kickstarter while I was gone. And it comes with a little piece of paper in there that says heat the figure up to break the the factory seal on the joints. And normally I would recommend that on these guys is to heat them up to loosen that factory seal on those joints. But man, I did that and it really screwed up the hip joints. Sure, it was an easy fix, but if you're not a customizer, that might not readily occur to you to do that. And you know, if you're not married, you know, you got to run down to Walmart and then buy a clear nail polish and explain to the checker why you need clear nail polish for your action figures. So, thankfully, my wife helped me out on that one. So, I'm trying to decide if I need to do a video review of the Special Operations group figures and the cavalry figures then. And I might put that up to a poll or something to see if you want to see a nice video review of the cavalry guys and the Special Operations group figures. So we'll put something probably on my Facebook customizing page on if you want to see a review on those, and if I get enough interest, I'll be happy to do a review on those too. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this video. Please like, please comment below if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer questions or to assist or just chat about these figures. The places that you can get these figures are obviously Big Bad Toy Store, and I've been using testing out lockertoys.com. They're in Hong Kong, and I've ordered one set, and I don't remember which set I ordered from them, and it came with, I think I got these two guys from Locker Toys, and then since they're in Hong Kong, they get stuff before Big Bad Toy Store does, because I have the JoyToy Seals set, Navy Seals set, en route to the house at this time. I'll have to check the shipping on that, but you know I'm a huge Navy Seals fan, so might be doing a review of those figures regardless. But again, thank you for watching. Please comment, please share, please subscribe, and again, stay tuned because I've got more stuff that came in while I was gone that I want to show you. Thanks for watching.